You can't suffer all the way to happiness. Why our strategy to getting what we want doesn't work and how to change it. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Masters of Creation podcast, your essential guide to manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. In this podcast, we unlock the secrets of transforming your deepest desires into reality. So join us and step into the realm of infinite potential and power, where your dreams are not just possibilities, but the blueprint of your new reality. Let's embark on this journey together and master the art of creation. Welcome to the Masters of Creation podcast, where your journey to mastery begins. Hello and welcome to the Masters of Creation podcast. I'm Liat Scheffer Ben Yakov and I'm your host. And today I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest aha moments that I had in my journey of understanding manifestation and creating your reality. And that was this sentence: you cannot suffer all the way to happiness. And what does it mean? One of the things that we all learned is that we need to work hard and we need to be good students and good children and good people, and we need to invest and we need to make a lot of effort. And at the end of the road, at some point, I don't know where and when is the end of the road, world. I don't know where is the end of the road, but at some point we will be rewarded for, our effort and everything that we've been through. And one of the things that I understand, and once I really learned the deep mechanism of manifestation, is that our life and everything in our life is frequency. Our thoughts are frequency, our emotions, our actions, our identity, our values, everything is a frequency. And our reality is also a frequency. And the reality that we are going to live, the reality that we are going to experience, is the one that is in alignment with our frequency. And what does it mean? It means that the only reality that we can experience, and that's the essence of quantum physics, you can only experience the reality of your own frequency. If we think about a radio, okay, and if I tune in my radio to a certain station, I will only hear this station. I cannot tune my radio to 100 FM and expect to hear what's going on in 105. Okay. So the only thing I will hear is the station that my radio is tuned into. And same with our life, we can only experience the reality that is in harmony with the frequency that we are at. Because we cannot think about it as if we cannot see something that is not within the range of our frequency. Okay, if I am a very positive person, for example, let's make it more real for you. Okay, if I am a positive person, okay, and I look at a certain situation, we can say that I have a certain frequency, a certain glasses through which I watch reality. Okay, and these glasses show me the range of the frequency that I usually look at reality. So if I am a positive person and I look at reality through a positive frequency, what I will see are the opportunities and how things are aligning and how things are working out, and the nice people and the people that are helpful. And I will see the positive aspects of life. Okay. If I am a pessimist person, okay, call himself realistic. I'm not pessimist, I'm realistic, those people. So if I'm a pessimist, okay, and I look at reality through my own glasses of pessimism and looking at things that are not working and through a negative eye lens, then everything that I will see is through that frequency. I can look at the same reality, same situation, but I will see the things that are not working, the people that are not nice, the situations that are not in alignment. And both realities are equally real. The only difference is through which glasses I'm looking at this reality and what am I experiencing. So what quantum physics says is that all realities exist. Okay, all frequencies exist because everything is already created. And the only reality that you can experience is the one that is within with alignment with your own glasses, with your own frequency. And if you take this and you take the sentence, the idiom that we all grew up, that we need to work hard in order to succeed, in order to be happy, okay, or we need to suffer before things will be better, there's a crucial misunderstanding of how reality works. And this is one of the main reasons people do not experience the reality that they want, although they put all the effort, although they do all the so-called right things. Because what happened is that they think that if they sacrifice now their happiness, their peace of mind, their time, and everything else around this, at some point they will be rewarded, okay, and then they will be happy. But the thing is, if we can only experience the frequency that we are currently in alignment with, then if my main frequency is of suffering, is of effort, is of struggle, I am not able to meet a reality of peace, easiness, and flow. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to succeed, but I'm not going to be fulfilled. And I think that's where the core mistake may be lying in, because one of the things that, again, we were taught that if we make a lot of effort, we will succeed. But if you succeeded at something and after winning that prize or reaching that goal, you were not happy, you were not satisfied, you were not calm, that succeeding in something, making this V mark in your to-do list is not necessarily means that you're going to be happy, that you're going to be satisfied, that you're going to be fulfilled. You may be successful, you may be achieving, but not happy, calm, joyful, peaceful, in alignment, with what you want. And that's why so many people are so frustrated, especially people that are high achievers, that, are putting all the effort. They did all the right things. They did everything that they were told since they were little children, and probably achieved some or even maybe most of what they wanted and what they aimed for. And at the same time, they feel so empty. And the reason is because they tried to become happy by suffering. Think about that. Okay? We cannot suffer all the way to happiness. You cannot sacrifice yourself, your life, your happiness, your calmness, your peace of mind in order to become calm and peaceful and joyful and happy. And that's one of the main things that once you realize and understand, it completely shifts the way you do everything in your life, from business to relationship to health to money to everything that you can think of. So we go back to, why do I want what I want? What's the essence of what I want? Okay, do I want, I don't know, the money or the car or the degree or the job just to market that, I reach it? Or do I want it because I want to be happy, because I want to be peaceful, because I want to be joyful, because I want to be proud of who I am? And so we start at the end in mind. We start by asking, what is the reason? Why do I want this to begin with? And once I realize what's the core essence of what I want, what is my big why? What is the essence of what I want? Whether it's being joyful, being happy, being calm, being fulfilled, being, I don't know. Then I ask myself, what can I do now? And how do I do things at this point in time before I achieve that, so I can start being in alignment with the essence of what I want to reach at the end? And I'll give you an example. Okay. One of the essence of my core values is freedom. And one of the reasons that I chose over 20 years ago to become an entrepreneur, self-employed, is because I wanted freedom. I wanted to be free. I didn't want to have a boss. I didn't want to have hours that I need to be at the office. I wanted to help people. That was another one of my core values, but freedom was one of them. And at the beginning, that what it was, because I built my business based, remembering, going out from a job that was very stressful, very structured, and I built my business around my freedom. What time do I want to work at? Who do I want to work with? What do I want to do in my business? That were the building stones of my business. And maybe you can relate to that. And at some point, the business start rolling, start, having momentum. And there were more clients, more working hours, more things I had to do in my work that were not, why I initially started this business, whether it's marketing or finances and all of that. And this business that I opened in order to be free started to become a prison, started to become something that is actually taking me my freedom even more than my stressful job that I had before that. And I ran on that path for quite a while. And I didn't understand why my business doesn't give me the freedom and the peace of mind that I wanted so much, that I went to start this business to begin with, because this is what I wanted. And I'm sure that you can find all kinds of things in your life that you started, with the right intention, but as things moved on, you forgot the intention and you started the work and start doing what you had to do, and you lost track of why you started it to begin with. And then we get to a point that we ask ourselves, why am I here? What am I doing here? I don't enjoy this. I don't have freedom. I don't have the financial freedom that I want, the time freedom that I want. I don't choose what I do. It becomes my new prison. And that's because you lose track of the essence of why you started it to begin with. And most of us, and that was a good case, because, I started the business and I knew what I wanted, that I wanted the freedom, and I could go back to that. But most people, they build a life, they don't even stop and ask, what do I want? What are my core values? Okay, they chase all kinds of goals that were not theirs to begin with, because that's what society or their parents, or I don't know, the media told them that they need, but they never stop to ask, does it really what I want? Is it really going to make me happy? Is happy what I want? Is freedom what I want? What do I want? And then they do all this, and sometimes it's decades, and you get to a point and you ask, what am I doing here? Why did I run all those years and I reached nowhere? Although I have all those diplomas on the wall and all those titles in my LinkedIn, and I'm not happy, and I don't even know what am I doing here. And that's because we never stop and ask, what's the essence of all of this? And we try to suffer it all the way to happiness. We try to put ourselves in jail in order to be free. And that's okay. That's part of life. Sometimes, more often than not, we understand concepts through the duality. We understand that we want freedom because we are in a certain prison, whether it's a physical one, or one in our own mind, or a job that we've created, or a relationship that is not working anymore. But if we don't stop and ask ourselves, okay, so this is not obviously the life that I want to create. What is it that I do want to create? Okay. And how do I make it more in alignment at this point? Not when I reach the goal. At this point, more in alignment with the essence, with the value, with what is really important for me, and with my why. And what happened once I realized that freedom was the reason that I opened my business to begin with, not just helping people, because I didn't lose track of helping people. That was what I doing. And since, there were so many people needing my help, I gave more and more hours, and I became more and more burnt out. And once I came back, okay, I want to help people, but I also need my freedom, and this is where my creativity comes from, where my energy comes from, where my willingness to help someone comes from, when I feel free and happy and joyful. Then what happened at that point is I relooked at my business, at my services, at everything that I do, my pricing, the format that I was working at, and I asked myself, okay, what here is giving me freedom and what here is taking away my freedom? And I can tell you, this is one of my core values. It's up there in my wall, and I look at this daily. And every decision that I make, whether it's in my business, in my relationship, in my financial business, everything that I do, I ask myself, does it increase my freedom or does it take away my freedom? And if the answer that it takes away my freedom, I'm not doing it, or I'm finding another way to do it that gives me freedom. And if the answer it increases my freedom, then it's a green light and I move on every step of the way. And sometimes I open a service or a product that I think is going to give me more freedom, and then I realize it doesn't. And I go back and I rethink it and I look at what changes I need to do and how can I do it differently so it can increase my freedom. Also my abundance, because abundance is another one of my core values. Okay. So once I understand that, and once we only have like 4 or 5 core values, okay, that are really important to us, that are the essence of everything that I do. It works in me being a mother. It works in my relationship with my husband. It works in my financial. It works in everything. In my finances. It works in every area of my life. I ask myself, does it give me freedom? Does it give me abundance? Does it give me love? Does it give me joy? Does it give me balance? Here, I gave you all my 5. Okay. And once I understand that, I know that everything that I do at this point, even before achieving my goal, has to be in alignment with the final goal, with the what I want to achieve at the end. And I know that I cannot build a business that takes away my freedom, that takes away my happiness, and it will at some point give me freedom and happiness. It cannot. It's a different track. It's a different frequency. It's a different reality. It's a different channel in my radio. I cannot go using stress and tiresome and worry as a train to bring me to happiness and abundance and calmness. It cannot. It cannot. So I always go on the train that brings me the most of what I want to achieve. And that is the frequency of the train that will lead me to the reality that I want to create. So you cannot suffer all the way to happiness. And I invite you to start by thinking of what is it that it's important for you and why do you want what you want. And by the way, you may realize that some of the things that you think that you want, you don't want. I'll say that again. You'll realize that some of the things that you think that you want, you don't really want them. You wanted them because you thought someone, told you it's the right thing, or you thought it would bring you more happiness or more joy or more freedom. But if you honestly look at that and you look at the path to take you there, you say, no, that doesn't bring me joy. That doesn't bring me happiness. I use this to choose my mentors. I use this to choose the workshops and the courses that I personally take, or the consultants that I take for my business. Do they bring me joy and happiness and calm and easiness and freedom? And if I see someone or some method that might look really, really good and it worked for many other people, but when I look at this, I don't see freedom, I don't see abundance, I don't see joy, I know it's not the right track for me. I just chose to go on a retreat, on a business retreat. And that was one of my main questions when I read this, when I look at this. Does it feel like I want to feel? Not I'm going to be, I want to work hard and I'm going to do this and I'm going to ponder on that and it's going to be very challenging, but at the end I will be happy. No, I know that it's going to be challenging and it's going to be hard and it's going to be stressful for me. It won't get me to where I want. It will get me to more stress, more hardship, more challenges. I don't want to go this road. Maybe you do. It's okay, not judging, but I don't. Okay. So I use this as my North Star to choose everything in my life, from a vacation to a consultant to a date night with my husband to a vacation with my kids to products and services in my business to the clothes that I wear in the morning. Okay. So I hope that it landed, and I invite you to share with me in the notes what you can take from this episode. And if you want to share with me any questions that you have regarding manifestation and reality creation, I invite you to write them down also. And I'll see you in our next episode. I'm Liat Scheffer Ben Yakov, and you're listening to Masters of Creation podcast, your podcast to manifestation. See you soon.